You're talking about, having two great parents. And, I also think a lot of what's going on in society right now is not having, two parents in the home. You look at some of the stuff that's going on in the Black communities, fatherless homes, to me is the biggest problem. Talk about the importance of being a father, being in your child's life. You got a 10-month-old. But what it's meant for you and, as a father and of course, being raised by a good father.
Well, I'll go back to what the very first to approaching, if the listener out there is hearing that they don't, maybe they grew up without a father. We'll go back to what I said, like the challenges that you're facing give you the opportunity, like some of the strongest men I know were fatherless.
Sure.
Also, some of the most incarcerated men I know were fatherless, and it doesn't define you.
Right.
None of this defines you. The victim mentality, choose to flip it, whether it be a stroke. If it's a stroke, flip it and do the benefit for the brain. If it's if it's a fatherless house, flip it and be the best father in the world to your sons or to your daughters.
Absolutely.
Show them show them what you want to see. And that's biblical straight back. That's just good, period. Like, be the person you want reciprocated back to you. Does that make sense? Like,
absolutely.
Like, be the person, the golden rule, like be the person you want people to be to you.
Yeah.
And I think I'm spacing on your question here.
Yeah, it was about what it means to you to be a father and how your father kind of helped you too.
Well, I'm kind of a nerd. Like, I'm watching him learn mechanical stuff and like going through my left hand deficiencies. Like, I literally had complete paralysis on my left side. So I'm watching him do the same thing that I did 2 years ago, and I'm watching him figure out his hands, and I'm watching, and I think deep, like I think he's going to be left-handed. So it's funny that how the world works and energy works, that he can be left-handed and I can lose my left hand. Well, he could be my left hand. You know what I mean? He can be my right hand. He can be my left hand. Anyway, I just think that stuff like that is interesting. But for me to look at him and look in his pupils and see, and we had to use, we went 6-7 years of infertility. I mean, we had to use IVF, IUIs, IVF, all kind of ways. And, that was another tumultuous situation that we had to overcome. And I watched my wife, speaking of a badass, powerful woman, overcome all of that, including diabetes, including an autoimmune disorder, including basically being paralyzed from her breast down, right after she had to help me wipe my ass, and get me back on my feet. I've watched her do that, and then wake up and breastfeed this baby as a type 1 diabetic. That's a powerful woman, man.
Yeah, buddy.
And these women that are out there doing that alone, I mean, props.
More power to them.